second approach we're going to take in graphing lines. Now, I'm going to give you another set of suggestions to follow, and you'll be perfectly fine if you just stick to those. Now remember, for the plotting point method, I said go ahead and solve for y first. You want to just go ahead and throw that out. You don't want to do that anymore in this case. So just skip the first step. We're going to jump straight into making a table for the intercept method. And we're experts at making tables by now. And remember, for the plotting point method, I said you could pick any point you want, and I chose some convenient ones. That's not the case in this one. You are forced to pick these x and y values I'm about to tell you. Okay, don't pick any other points. It's for your own benefit. Being serious. So you're going to pick x equals 0, and you're going to pick y equals 0. Just like that. You're not free anymore. Then you're going to come back to the equation. I don't have to make it look like standard form. I just have this equation up here because we're talking about lines. So I'm going to put an x value of 0 into here. 2 times 0 plus 4y equals 8. This guy is gone. 4y is equal to 8. Notice it's multiplication, so I'm going to divide this 3 of 4. I don't know why I said 3. I'm going to divide the 4 on over. So I'm going to get a y value of 2. We'll do that one more time and we're done. This method is much more efficient than the plotting point method, as you can see. So this time, this is our first time actually plotting a y value, and we've only been plotting x values in, but it's the same thing. So we're going to put a 0 in for y now. Again, that goes to 0. Anything times 0 is 0. And I notice it's a multiplication, so the opposite operation would be to divide. So then you get a 4 out. And then you're done, believe it or not. And remember when I said you only needed 2 points to graph a line? These are my 2 points, and that's going to give me a great representation of what my line looks like. So we're going to go ahead and plot these on the XY plane now. Okay, we computed those values. Now we're going to plot them. So we only have 2 points to plot, which makes it much easier in this case. We have 0, 2, so I'm going to start at the origin again. I'm going to move 0 units in the x direction, so I'm not going to move it all. And for the y direction, I'm going to move up 2 units. So here's the origin, not going to move in the x direction, going to move up 2 units in the y direction. So this point would represent this ordered pair here, 0, 2. Just got one more point to plot and I'll be done. 4, 0. So I'm going to start at the origin, move over 4 units in the x direction to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not going to go up or down from there because my y value is 0 there. Now see, this is called the intercept method because when I connect these 2 dots or points right now, you're going to see that they're going to intercept the y-axis and they're going to intercept the x-axis right now. So the name that they gave them is for a reason. So let's see here. Looks about right. Right? Because this line goes through the x-axis. This is the point 4, 0, and this point right here is 0, 2. When we cross the y-axis, we call it the y-intercept, and when we cross the x-axis, we call it the x-intercepts. So that's how you would graph a line using the intercept method. And you know what? I forgot to put my arrows on there again like last time. Because if I were just to draw this wouldn't make sense. Remember, I could plug in any values, technically, from my equation up here. I could plug in any values. So I got to attach arrows onto the end, letting whoever's looking at this know that this thing goes on forever. It doesn't stop. And that would be it, guys. I have another equation here for you. It doesn't look like the other one, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make my table off to the side here. And I'm going to put a 0 in for x and 0 in for y, because I'm forced to do that. I'm not free here. Okay, we're going to put a 0 in for x. Let's see what happens there. We get y is equal to negative 4/5. 0 plus 4. We already saw that this just goes to 0, right? Because anything times 0 is 0. So you just get 4. So there's 1 point. I just need another one to graph a line. Now let's go ahead and input 0 in for the y value. So this guy's going to go to 0. And you have negative 4/5 x plus 4. So now the only variable I see here is the x, so that's what I'm solving for. I have the 4/5 being multiplied here, and I have the plus 4 being added. So I would want to minus the 4 first. That's the least of my problems. I could take care of this later. So I'm going to minus the 4 over first. 0 and negative 4 will give me negative 4. The opposite operation always causes that to cancel out. Negative 4/5 x. Now you do have a choice of multiplying the 5 over and then dividing the 4 over. But it's more efficient just to multiply by the reciprocal, in my opinion. So I'm going to multiply this by negative 5/4. And I'm going to multiply this by negative 5/4. Remember, the opposite operation did it in a messed up pattern, but you see those will cancel. The opposite operation always causes it to cancel on that side. So you get x is equal to 2 negatives would make a positive. And then these 4 slice up again. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so you just get 5. And you see how much more efficient this method is, because we're done now. We have the 2 points, we could go ahead and plot it. That's why when you look at the line, you should see what form it's in and which method you should apply to it, because certain methods work out better than other ones. Okay, we did the intercept method. We got the 2 points out. Let's go ahead and plot it, and we'll see what our line looks like. So we have 2 points, which is all we need to make a line. I'm going to start with this one, 0, 4. I know it's an intercept because one of these values, x or y, contains a 0 in them. So I know that's an intercept because of that. 0, 4. Well, I'm going to start at the origin because that's what Danny told me to do. From there, I'm going to move 0 units in the x direction, and I'm going to move up 4 units because it's a positive 4. Origin, not going to move in the x direction. I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. This point is going to represent this ordered pair, 0, 4. Just need another one, and we'll be done. So 5, 0. I also know that's the intercept because one of the variables contains a 0 in them. 5, 0. Start at the origin, move 5 units to the right in the x direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not going to move in the y direction because it's telling me it's 0. It doesn't want me to move up or down. Okay? I think I'm a champion now of graphing these lines. I've been doing it so much. So you put this here, you put that there, and then you connect the... There we go. And this time I won't forget my arrows, because this is just saying this line only exists from this x value to that x value, but it goes on forever. Lines go on forever. So I'm going to attach an arrow on here and here, and that's it.